Well, good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight. Thanks for Daniela and her team for putting this together. My name is Mike Ostrowski. I am with Virgin Voyages here. I'm the Regional Business Development Manager based in the Philadelphia area. I cover the states of Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Ohio. So what we have tonight for you is what we call a virtual cruise night. So the idea of the virtual cruise night is to give you, the sailor, a really good high-level overview of what it's like to sail with us on Virgin Voyages. We'll talk about the food, we'll talk about itineraries, we'll talk about onboard spaces, we'll talk about the entertainment, we'll talk about some special offers that we have at the end that you can only get by booking directly with Daniela and her team. So without further ado, I just want to get the presentation started here. Show a video real quick. This is a drone video that was taken back in November of last year. It'll give you about 2.5 minutes. Really, again, great overview of what it actually looks like on board the ship. Feel like I could just play that video for 2.5 minutes and then stop the presentation because it does such a great job of selling the ship and showing off what we are on board. But I love this slide. We just added this in the last couple of weeks. We're the first brand to ever sweep the Cruise Critic Cruiser's Choice Awards for best overall cruise line, best dining, which we'll touch on, our cabins, best service, and best value for the money. So all fantastic reasons for you as a sailor to join us on board a Virgin Voyage. We'll talk about some of those reasons why you want to sail with Virgin. Number one, first and foremost, if you take nothing else away from the presentation, it should be that first one, is that we are adults only, exclusively, so no kids. It's 18 and over. On board the ship, average age is 49. There's no such thing as too old on the ship. I just had somebody today tell me that they had an 82-year-old client and her husband book with them, and they had a fantastic time on an 8-day voyage. So you have anything and everything on board with Virgin, and we welcome everyone. Innovative restaurant concepts, great dining. You don't feel like the feedback, I guess, from that I get from first mates as well as sailors, is you don't feel like you're on a cruise ship when you're in our dining experiences. You feel like you're at a local restaurant in Manhattan or in Philadelphia or in a suburb. You don't feel like you're in a dining hall with thousands of people. The inclusions, the Wi-Fi being included, the tips are included. You do not have to tip. You are welcome to tip for exceptional service. If you get a great manicure or massage, you could do that, but you don't have to. The dining is included, your fitness classes, your basic beverages, which basic beverages are still and sparkling water, coffee, drip coffee, tea, soda, and juice out of the machines. It's a wellness-focused brand. So you'll hear me talk about this, and you'll see a lot of the things that we talk about throughout the presentation are really wellness-focused. We don't have sliding boards on the ship. We don't have go-kart tracks or tennis courts or anything that, it's just really to get on board and to have you and your clients relax. The yacht-inspired design is another big thing for Virgin. Again, you don't get the feel of being on a mega cruise ship when you're with us. You feel like you're at a boutique hotel, lots of great, intimate, small spaces. There's literally something for all of you when you're on board with us. Again, exclusively adult, biggest thing that we have, just to get on board. And again, not have to worry about screaming, yelling, kids and just getting after you there. The always included luxuries that we talked about are food, the Wi-Fi, your tips, your shows and entertainment, your essential drinks, and then your group activities like your yoga and all your different fitness classes. We like to think of ourselves as a relaxed luxe brand. So for those of you that like all inclusives, that like to feel, or you've traveled to luxury hotels or other luxury cruise lines, we fit in very well with that. But you want to avoid that stuffy formality. You don't want to have to wear a collared shirt, or you don't want to have to wear an evening gown to go to dinner. You want to wear, a pair of shorts and a t-shirt and your sandals to go to the wake and have a filet mignon in your seafood tower, and not have a waiter tell you, well, sir, you need a collared shirt, you need to go home and get changed. We don't have that on board. That's not the vibe that we create. So we are very much a relaxed luxe, come as you are brand. Get off of that slide. Sorry. Oh, what about 5 slides ahead? Let me go back 1 second. Sorry. Oh, for God's sake. So the dining, again, I'd say that this is right along with being adults only. This is kind of 1 and 1A. Specialty dining places like the Wake, Pink Agave, Razzle Dazzle, Test Kitchen, Gun Bay, and Extra Virgin. We'll get into those a little bit more. Gun Bay is our Korean barbecue that's on board. It's a lot of fun if you're sailing with a group. Usually it's 6 people at a table, so you can all sit together and have a great meal. It's very interactive. Our wait staff will come and play drinking games with you, and they serve you this Korean liquor at the table. Again, lots of fun. If you're not sailing with a group and by yourself or a smaller group, you will be making friends at the table. And again, a very enjoyable experience. Extra Virgin is another favorite of mine. Great handmade, homemade pastas there. The portion sizes at Virgin are on the smaller side, number one, because we are very sustainable and we don't like to carry a lot of food waste with us. And the second part of that is it really helps to promote sharing. I sailed in November, sailed with 3 other colleagues, and we went to dinner at Extra Virgin. We ordered every single thing on the menu with the exception of, I think, 2 items. And we literally passed every single thing around and just shared every item. It just made for a much better dining experience. Pink Agave is our elevated Mexico City street food. It is a fantastic experience. Do tequila pairings in there. We've got things like mole duck tacos, cochinita pibil pork. It's just a fantastic Mexican experience. Test Kitchen, I think this was one of Daniela's favorites. what we call our molecular gastronomy. Just a lot of those fun, innovative, creative, new dishes. Razzle Dazzle is a vegetarian forward spot, great for brunch, but also a hidden gem for dinner. We actually do have a hidden, what we call a naughty menu for dinner with some fantastic dishes. And my personal favorite is the Wake. Great brunch, steak and eggs, clam chowders. But the dinners, again, if you have a chance to get in here for dinner, do it. Tomahawk steaks, filet mignon, seafood tower, crab cakes. We have it all, and it's as good as any dining experience in any major city that you would find on land. Other eateries, the Dock and the Dock House. The Dock House is a really kind of a cool spot. You set up these cozy lounge area inside. You feel like you're kind of at the beach at a dock. With the way it's decorated, and then they bring these Mediterranean style kind of mezza dishes around. The pizza place, great spot to get a pizza. It's actually a small individual sized pizza. It's open as soon as you board, and it's actually one of the only dining areas that's open when you board. So from the time that you board until we sail, it's actually a great spot to go. The ice cream's really good. Sun Club is another good spot. So there's all kinds of dining experiences for your taste. When you're on board, we would love for you to enjoy yourselves responsibly, of course, but we also don't want you to have to spend a lot of money to do that. So with that in mind, our beers range from $5 to $6. That again includes your tip. Your basic cocktails are in that $9 range, again, tip included, and your wines. 42% of our wines by the glass are under $10, and again, that includes your tip. So you can have a great time and not spend a ton of money doing it. The itineraries. So right now, 2 ships in the water. Scarlet Lady sails out of Miami. Valiant Lady sails out of Miami and then over to Barcelona. In the next month, we will have Resilient Lady sailing out of Athens. Then she moves over to Melbourne, Australia for some Australian voyages in New Zealand. And then Brilliant Lady later this year will dock out of her home port in San Juan, Puerto Rico, and sail on 7-night Southern Caribbean voyages. Let me go back to that other slide because I wanted to mention again the kind of boutique hotel feel at sea. Again, it's an ocean cruise line, so it is a larger cruise line compared to obviously what you'd experience on a river cruise or something like that. But 2,770 sailors at max capacity, 1,150 crew. But again, I never have felt crowded or busy when I'm on the ship. There are plenty of time where I walk up and down the steps on my way to the cabin and I never run into anybody else, and I wonder where the people are, and I love that because there are spaces for everybody. The itinerary. So Scarlet Lady, as I mentioned, she sails from Miami, primarily 4 and 5 night, those shorter 4 and 5 night voyages from Miami to Costa Maya and Riviera Maya. In Mexico, she'll sail to the Dominican Republic, also sails with Key West, and then all of those stops on Scarlet will go through Bimini, which is where our beach club is in the Bahamas. It is a private beach club built for Virgin Voyages, staffed by Virgin Voyages on a small island of Bimini. Valiant Lady is again Barcelona. She does some overnights in Ibiza, Spain, and some other itineraries there. And then in the winter, she'll come back to the US and do 6 and 8 night voyages from Miami, San Juan, St. Croix, Roatan, and Honduras, and some other great itineraries as well. Again, later this year, actually next month, Resilient Lady will be sailing out of Athens with stops in Dubrovnik and Santorini, Mykonos as well. And then she moves over in the winter to Australia and New Zealand, but not before taking 3 different voyages in her repositioning from Athens to Dubai, Dubai to Singapore, Singapore to Bali, and then over to Sydney. We have a lot of sailors that have booked that entire 44-night voyage from Athens to Sydney, which would be a fantastic. I couldn't even imagine what that experience would be like. Brilliant Lady, again, later this year, will sail out of San Juan to the Southern Caribbean, Aruba, Curacao, St. Lucia, St. Kitts, Martinique, and others. This is just a great little map tells you where the ships will be and when. We've also got transatlantic voyages for those of you that would be interested in sailing from Miami to Barcelona, again, during the repositioning, or from Barcelona back to Miami at the end of that med season. Beach Club at Bimini, again, a fantastic spot for mostly our Scarlet lady voyages, but again, private beach club, small island. It's really just the beach club and then some other little areas of the island. There's a nice casino in the area there as well, but a huge beach, two great pools. We have a DJ that we bring with us. The food here at Bimini is also included in your voyage fare. It's not your typical hot dog and hamburger cookout fare. It's Caribbean fare, desserts. Everything is just really, really, really good here. So we talk about where we're going to stay when we're on board. Our cabins, 86% of those cabins have a sea terrace. 93% of them have a sea view. So no matter where you stay, you're going to have a beautiful cabin. Talk about our clever cabins. So you can see this is our insider, our sea view, and our sea terrace. Everything is controlled by that little touchpad that's underneath the mirror there. Your mood lighting settings there's 3 or 4 different special mood lighting settings if you want your hangover mode or your sexy mode, whatever you're feeling at the time. We've got a mood lighting for that. You can order room service. You can change the temperature. You can control the TV from there. So everything is done from that touchpad. There's the mood lighting there, one of the settings. Sea terrace is our most popular. Again, fantastic area for 2 folks to hang out. You can see there that bottom right kind of animation, how that queen size bed does split apart. It's not really meant to be 2 separate beds. It's more for a lounge area, as you can see, where it kind of turns into that L shape during the day. So your cabin crew can help you with that. It's got a great hammock out there. That picture to the top left, you'd see the red hammock, this hand-woven hammock. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful hammock. Great place to just relax, have a cocktail, take a nap, read a book, have a cup of coffee. Our Rockstar suites, we have 78 of those on board, 63 Rockstars and 15 Mega Rockstars, which are the larger quarters. Just let the video play for a sec. Okay. So the Rockstar quarters come with Richard's rooftop access, which we'll touch on. It's a curated in-room bar on us. So all the Rockstar quarters come with one round of the in-room bar, so everything that's there. You can kind of see it in the top or the bottom left picture, the cheeky corner suite. Everything that's in the in-room bar. So then once it needs to be refilled, there would be a charge for that, but you can go through everything once with no charge. You get early booking and priority access, and then you get a Rockstar agent to assist you with anything that's on board. So again, great option for those of you that want to do something a little bit extra. Our Mega Rockstar quarters also come with all the Rockstar perks, plus Richard's rooftop access, which we talked about, transfers in Miami and Barcelona. You get a Mega Rockstar agent. You get a daily bar tab. You get a bottomless in-room bar, so you can continue with that in-room bar all day, every day, and just keep getting it replenished at no charge. You get daily spa access, and you also get access to premium Wi-Fi. Again, the regular Wi-Fi is included. It is no charge. Premium Wi-Fi would be also included for your Mega Rockstars. Richard's Rooftop is a private terrace. It's primarily for, it's not primarily for, it is for our Mega Rockstar and our Rockstar Suite guests only. So those 78 suite guests were the only ones that would have access to here. We do a daily champagne happy hour up here, which is more like 90 minutes. Nice area just to lounge, get away from the crowds, sit in the hot tub and just relax, listen to some music. The onboard spaces, the roundabout area, there's a great bar down there just to the left called On the Rocks. They have a jazz band sometimes playing there, or a blues band, just a great spot to get a drink and just kind of hang out. It's sort of the central hub of the ship. Lots of action there. The Aquatic Club is the main pool on the ship. It's also where we would host our Scarlet Night Party. and our sail away party that we have on every single sailing. Squid Ink sort of is what one of those areas that really screams Richard Branson. You know, Richard is, if anyone knows, is very different, very edgy, does not want to do anything like anybody else, and having a tattoo parlor on board really does typify that. But it's very popular. People love to really commemorate their trip on Virgin Voyages with tattoos. So we always have celebrity tattoo artists with us, and it's again very, very popular. We have our well-being pool there as well. Again, furthering on that wellness theme that we talked about early on, our B complex is where you would do your yoga classes, your HIIT and your meditation, all those different classes that you want to get a sweat or just relax and do some deep breathing. It's there. You know, lift weights, you can do that there as well. You want to run on the treadmill or ride the bike, you can do that at B complex. The tune-up is where you get your manicures, pedicures, your facials. Dry dock for those ladies that want to get a blowout. Yes, I did say blowout. Redemption Spa, fantastic spot to spend a few hours. We've got several treatment rooms. You get hot tub, cold plunge pool, salt room, steam room, sauna, mud room. It's all here. You can do a 3-hour pass in here for under $40. I think it's $39. What I always like to do is when we get to Bimini, I let everybody else get off the ship, so it's not crowded, and then I'll spend 3 hours there at the spa, then go to Bimini around lunchtime when people are starting to come back to the ship for lunch, so it's a lot less crowded at Bimini then. Stubble and groom for the guys that want to get a shave or get a quick haircut. We do have a men's groom spot there. The groupie, that is our onboard karaoke area. We have 3 private karaoke rooms. It's just first come, first serve. They are relatively soundproof. The Red Room is a great performance venue, a lot of our different shows. Social Club is a great spot for those of you that are solo sailors or interested in solo sailing. We do a lot of different meetups and what we call a grog walk, which is essentially our pub crawl. We've got scavenger hunts, different things set up for our social solo sailors. They're at the Social Club. We actually have an arcade on board as well, with some free video games. The Manor, that picture at the top left, is probably the most photographed spot on the ship. So when you go to see a show there, make sure you get your picture taken there at night. Do have a nice casino on board, and again, a nod to Richard's Virgin Record days. We do have a vinyl shop on the ship for those of you that are vinyl enthusiasts, called Voyage Vinyl. So why would you sail with Virgin? Why do you want to ditch Royal? Why do you want to ditch Norwegian and all the other cruise lines? The Virgin brand itself, no kids. The food that's included, obviously, again, I think I will put our food against any other cruise line that's out there as the best food in the industry. The tips are included and your Wi-Fi included. So we're not nickel and diming you for every single little thing and upcharging you all for every single little thing. It's all included with your voyage fare. Do you like to travel without kids? You love great food. You want to feel like that rock star. You want that great service from our service folks. You want to avoid that stuffy formality, but you still want to have an upscale feel. You want a new experience, and you're young at heart. It doesn't matter your age. You are, again, welcome on Virgin, and we'd love to have you. I'll just pick one of these quotes from each of the next 2 pages. As I talked about, it really is a mixed group of ages. I saw all shapes and sizes and ages. There were people from their 20s to their 80s. I was really impressed with this, how everybody was having a good time. And it really is the truth. All-inclusives versus Virgin. Leslie C. said, my husband and I chose a cruise with Virgin, choose to cruise with Virgin every single time. Everything they include means you aren't constantly reaching into your pocket or worried about your bill at the end. Compared to the hotels right now, cruising is the best value. And again, I said that earlier, and I really, truly believe that as well. So the offers. Right now, again, with airfares being what they are, we recognize that. So we want to put something a little bit extra out there. So we're running an air credit promo up to $1,200 for our 2023 med sailings and up to $500 air credit for all other sailings. So this is for new bookings made from April 12th to May 24th of this year. So that is the booking window. So from essentially now till May 24th. The eligible categories are Sea Terrace, Sea View, and Insider. So the suites are not eligible for this promo. If you did if you're a solo sailor and you did a solo Sea View or a solo Insider cabin, you're eligible for a half credit of $600 and $250 versus the $1,200 and $500. Eligible voyage dates are Resilient Lady from May 14th to October 15th and Valiant from May 7th to October 22nd. Those all would receive $1,200 in air credit or $600 if you're sailing solo. All the other sailings through the end of April of next year, 2024, receive $500 in air credit. You do not have to book your air with Virgin. All this really truly is a discount off your voyage fare. So it's a $1,200 or a $500 discount off of your voyage fare when you book through your first mate or your travel advisor. It automatically comes off. No single supplements on our European voyages. So you can see we are really pushing heavy on our Mediterranean and our European voyages. No single supplement solo sailor promo. It's again eligible for new bookings made through May 24th. It's not combinable with our air credit promo because they're both very rich offers to begin with, and we cannot combine them. The eligible categories would be XL Sea Terraces and below, and then your voyage dates are down there at the bottom. Do also have a 10% pay in full discount for bookings made more than 180 days before sailing. So it is a pay in full in addition to the 10% off. So here's the last piece. This is only all the other promos you can get if you booked on virginvoyages.com. Of course, we want you to book through your first mate and your travel advisor that referred you here. But this offer is the main reason why you should be booking with your first mate that referred you. So if you book by April 30th, that's of this year, this month, end of this month, through your travel advisor, which is your first mate, we will include anywhere from $50 to $200 in sailor loot per cabin. Sailor loot is onboard credit. So we'd give you $50 in sailor loot for your cabin for an Insider or a Sea View. We give you $100 in sailor loot for a Sea Terrace cabin, and we'd give you $200 for a Rockstar suite. This is new bookings only. It's combinable with most of your offers. But again, the only way to get this is to book with your first mate, with Daniela and her team directly by the end of this month. So those of you that are maybe on the fence or really looking hard at Virgin Voyages, hopefully this is another nice offer on top of everything else that we have to get you to book with Virgin. And we hope to see you on a future Virgin Voyage very, very soon. Thank you so much and have a great night. Stop the recording.